There are moments in royal history when a single announcement changes the conversation overnight, not because of what is said, but because of what it quietly suggests about the future. Those moments rarely arrive with fanfare. Instead, they unfold through careful words, symbolic gestures, and decisions that echo far beyond palace walls. In recent days, social media has been flooded with dramatic headlines claiming that Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have made a major announcement concerning Queen Camilla's future role within the royal family. Some posts describe it as a turning point. Others suggest it signals a profound shift in the balance of influence inside the House of Windsor. But what, if anything, has actually changed? As of now, there has been no official announcement from Kensington Palace or Buckingham Palace confirming a dramatic change to Queen Camilla's constitutional role. Yet the speculation itself raises a fascinating question. Why are so many people convinced that the monarchy is entering a new chapter? Perhaps the answer lies not in one announcement, but in a much larger story. A story about succession, a story about responsibility, a story about two generations of royals gradually preparing for a future that is approaching faster than many ever imagined. As King Charles III continues to lead the monarchy, Prince William and Catherine increasingly represent its next era. Every appearance they make, every charitable initiative they launch, and every public decision they support is viewed through the lens of what kind of king and queen they may one day become. So why has Queen Camilla suddenly become the center of renewed speculation? Could this simply be another example of social media amplifying rumors? Or does it reflect a deeper public conversation about the monarchy's future, the evolving roles of its senior members, and the legacy each generation hopes to leave behind? To answer those questions, we must step away from the headlines and into the remarkable history that shaped today's royal family. To understand why rumors about Queen Camilla's future role resonate so strongly, we have to look beyond a single headline and consider the remarkable transformation the British royal family has undergone over the past several decades. The monarchy is not simply a collection of individuals living in historic palaces. It is an institution built on continuity, symbolism, and public trust, where every generation inherits not only titles, but also expectations. For Prince William, that inheritance began at birth. As the eldest son of the then Prince Charles and Diana, Princess of Wales, William grew up under an extraordinary spotlight. Millions watched him take his first public steps, attend school, and eventually face one of the greatest personal tragedies imaginable with the death of his mother in 1997. That loss profoundly shaped the man he would become. Many royal commentators have observed that William's experiences instilled in him a determination to protect his own family from unnecessary public intrusion. Rather than allowing history to repeat itself, he has consistently emphasized stability, privacy, and emotional well-being for his children. That philosophy is closely shared by Catherine. Long before becoming Princess of Wales, Catherine earned a reputation for calmness, patience, and careful preparation. Since joining the royal family, she has focused much of her public work on early childhood development, mental health, and strengthening family relationships. These priorities have become central to the image she and William present to the world, not simply future monarchs, but devoted parents raising the next generation with intention. Together, they represent what many observers describe as a modern vision of monarchy, one that blends centuries-old traditions with contemporary values. Their public appearances are carefully measured, their charitable initiatives are long-term, and their approach often emphasizes quiet consistency over dramatic headlines. Meanwhile, Queen Camilla's journey has been one of the most complex in modern royal history. Her path into the royal family was marked by years of intense public scrutiny. Over time, however, she gradually established herself through steady public service, supporting literacy initiatives, organizations assisting survivors of domestic abuse, and numerous other charitable causes. Following the accession of King Charles III, she assumed the title of Queen, carrying out constitutional and ceremonial duties alongside the king. Despite this evolution, Camilla remains a figure who generates strong public opinions. For some, she represents resilience and dedication after years of criticism. For others, memories of earlier chapters in royal history continue to shape perceptions. As a result, Any story involving her often attracts attention far beyond what similar reports about other senior royals might receive. This is where the current speculation becomes particularly significant. Whenever headlines claim that William and Catherine are making decisions about Camilla's future role, they tap into a broader public curiosity about the changing balance within the monarchy. People naturally wonder how responsibilities may evolve as King Charles continues his reign and as William prepares for the day he will become king. Yet constitutional reality is often far less dramatic than viral headlines suggest. The roles of senior royals are not typically altered through sudden personal announcements. Significant changes are generally communicated through official palace channels, coordinated public engagements, or carefully planned institutional decisions. Reports suggesting sweeping changes should therefore be approached with caution unless supported by verified statements. Still, the speculation reflects something genuine. It reflects growing awareness that the monarchy is entering a period of gradual transition. King Charles III has long championed the idea of a streamlined monarchy, focusing official duties on a smaller group of working royals. At the same time, William and Catherine have increasingly assumed more prominent responsibilities, representing the crown both at home and abroad. This gradual shift has not occurred through dramatic declarations, but through visible patterns. Their international visits have expanded. Their charitable initiatives have become increasingly influential. Their ceremonial responsibilities have grown. Public confidence in their leadership has become an important part of conversations about the institution's future. For many people, William and Catherine symbolize continuity after decades of rapid social change. They are viewed as a bridge between the traditions established by previous generations and the expectations of a modern society that values transparency, compassion, and service. Perhaps that explains why stories about their relationship with Queen Camilla generate such intense interest. The public is not simply asking whether one royal supports another. They are asking what kind of monarchy will emerge in the decades ahead. Will it remain rooted in centuries-old customs while adapting to contemporary expectations? How will different generations work together during a period of constitutional continuity and personal transition? And what role will Queen Camilla ultimately play as Prince William and Catherine gradually become the leading public faces of the next era? Those questions linger in the background of every headline. Because this story is not merely about one rumored announcement. It is about succession, legacy, and the quiet evolution of one of the world's oldest constitutional institutions. And as we'll see next, those larger themes become even more compelling when we examine what has actually fueled the latest wave of speculation and what verified information reveals behind the headlines. The closer we look at the claims surrounding this story, the clearer one thing becomes. The real intrigue is not an official royal decree, but the powerful contrast between online speculation and the carefully measured way the British monarchy actually operates. Over the past several days, headlines have suggested that Prince William and Catherine made a dramatic announcement that would redefine Queen Camilla's future role. Some social media posts even portrayed the situation as a decisive shift in authority, implying that the Prince and Princess of Wales had already begun shaping the monarchy according to their own vision. Yet no official statement from Kensington Palace or Buckingham Palace has confirmed such a dramatic development. That does not make the public interest any less fascinating. In fact, it makes the story even more revealing. Because the speculation itself reflects how many people now view William and Catherine, not simply as senior royals, but as the faces of the monarchy's future. That perception has grown steadily over the past several years. Whether attending state occasions, representing the crown overseas, or leading charitable initiatives, William and Catherine increasingly appear as the public embodiment of continuity. Their calm demeanor, disciplined approach to royal duty, and emphasis on service have strengthened the impression that they are quietly preparing for responsibilities that one day will define an entire reign. It is against that backdrop that stories involving Queen Camilla take on added significance. Camilla's constitutional role is clear today. As queen, she supports King Charles III in his official duties and undertakes her own program of engagements and charitable work. Her responsibilities exist because of the king's reign, not because of decisions made by the Prince and Princess of Wales. However, Royal historians frequently point out that every generation naturally develops its own priorities and style of leadership. When William eventually becomes king, the institution will inevitably evolve, not through sudden revolution, but through gradual adaptation. Several royal commentators have suggested that William has consistently favored a monarchy that appears accessible, focused, and closely connected to public service. That vision does not necessarily conflict with tradition. Rather, it reflects an effort to preserve the institution by allowing it to evolve with changing public expectations. The discussion surrounding Camilla's future is therefore less about personal conflict and more about institutional continuity. As long as King Charles reigns, Queen Camilla remains an integral part of the monarchy's public life. Any future adjustments to royal roles would occur naturally as constitutional circumstances change, not through dramatic personal announcements. That distinction is often lost in online discussions. Social media thrives on certainty, while royal life is built on patience. The palace rarely responds directly to rumors. Silence is often interpreted as mystery, even when it simply reflects long-standing royal practice. For William and Catherine, that silence has become almost a defining characteristic. They rarely allow speculation to dictate their public behavior. Instead, they continue carrying out engagements, supporting charities, meeting communities across the United Kingdom, and preparing for future responsibilities with remarkable consistency. That consistency may, in fact, be the strongest statement they ever make. Observers have often noted William's composed body language during official events. Whether standing beside King Charles during national ceremonies or accompanying Catherine at major engagements, he projects steadiness rather than urgency. Catherine offers a similar impression. Her public appearances often emphasize attentiveness over spectacle. Rather than seeking attention, she frequently directs it toward the causes she supports: early childhood development, mental health awareness, and family well-being. Those qualities explain why so many people instinctively associate the couple with the monarchy's future. But they also explain why rumors can spread so quickly. When public confidence in future leaders grows, every gesture is interpreted as symbolic. Every appearance is analyzed. Every reported conversation becomes a potential turning point. In reality, constitutional monarchies rarely change overnight. Their greatest strength lies in gradual continuity rather than sudden transformation. That principle has guided the British crown through wars, political change, technological revolutions, and profound social shifts. It continues to shape today's royal family. So perhaps the biggest revelation in this story is not that William and Catherine have dramatically altered Queen Camilla's future role. Rather, it is that public attention has already begun shifting toward the next generation. People are increasingly asking not only what King Charles is doing today, but how William and Catherine will lead tomorrow. That change in focus is subtle, yet it may prove historically significant. Because every monarchy eventually experiences a moment when the future begins to occupy as much public imagination as the present. Some royal experts believe that moment is already unfolding, not through dramatic declarations, not through palace intrigue, but through the quiet accumulation of trust, responsibility, and public expectation. As William and Catherine continue expanding their roles, and as King Charles and Queen Camilla carry out their constitutional duties, the royal family finds itself balancing two realities at once, honoring the present while preparing for the future. And that raises one final question. When history eventually looks back on this period, will it remember sensational headlines? Or will it remember this as the moment the next chapter of the modern monarchy began taking shape almost unnoticed? That answer may determine how this remarkable royal era is remembered for generations to come. When historians eventually look back on this chapter of the British monarchy, they may not focus on a single headline or a viral social media post. Instead, they may see something much quieter, but far more significant. They may see a period defined by gradual transition, careful preparation, and the steady evolution of an institution that has survived by adapting without losing its identity. That is why stories like this resonate so deeply. Even when dramatic claims remain unverified, they reveal something meaningful about public perception. More and more people are looking beyond today's ceremonial appearances and asking what the monarchy will look like in the decades ahead. In many ways, That question has become just as important as the events unfolding today. Prince William and Catherine stand at the center of that conversation. Throughout their years as senior working royals, they have consistently emphasized service over spectacle. Their public work has focused on issues that reach far beyond palace walls: mental health, homelessness, environmental conservation, and the development of young children. These are not temporary campaigns, but long-term commitments that suggest how they envision the crown's role in modern society. That vision does not replace tradition. It builds upon it. The British monarchy has always evolved through generations. Queen Elizabeth II dedicated more than 70 years to demonstrating stability during times of extraordinary change. King Charles III has continued that legacy while bringing his lifelong interest in sustainability, architecture, and community service into his reign. One day, William will inevitably inherit that responsibility. When that moment arrives, he will not simply receive a crown. He will inherit centuries of history, constitutional obligations, and the expectations of millions who look to the monarchy as a symbol of national continuity. Catherine will stand beside him. Over the years, she has demonstrated remarkable patience, resilience, and discipline. Her calm presence has often drawn comparisons to previous generations of royal women who understood that influence is not always measured by speeches or headlines. Sometimes it is measured by consistency, empathy, and quiet confidence. Queen Camilla's place in that broader story is also significant. Her journey into public acceptance has been long and, at times, extraordinarily difficult. Through years of charitable work and official engagements, she has established herself as a committed working member of the royal family. Regardless of changing public opinion, her role during King Charles III's reign forms part of the monarchy's historical record. As with every generation before it, the institution will continue to evolve naturally over time. Future roles will change because circumstances change, not because of dramatic confrontations or sensational rumors, but because the monarchy has always adapted to new eras while preserving its constitutional foundations. That may be the greatest lesson hidden beneath stories like this. The royal family is often viewed through the lens of individual personalities, yet its greatest strength has always been continuity. Kings and queens come and go. Princes and princesses grow into new responsibilities. Public expectations shift with each generation. Yet the institution endures by balancing history with renewal. Perhaps that is why William and Catherine inspire such widespread interest. They represent both familiarity and possibility. They carry forward traditions that stretch back centuries while speaking to a generation that values openness, compassion, and service. Their greatest challenge will not be preserving the past exactly as it was, but ensuring that its values remain meaningful in a rapidly changing world. As for the rumors surrounding Queen Camilla's future role, they may ultimately fade, replaced by new headlines and fresh speculation. But the larger conversation they sparked will likely continue. How should the monarchy evolve? What qualities will define its future leaders? Can an ancient institution remain relevant in the 21st century while staying true to its historic purpose? Those questions cannot be answered by one announcement or one news cycle. They will be answered over years of public service, quiet decisions, and moments that reveal character more than ceremony. Perhaps that is the real story. Not one of conflict, but of continuity. Not one of dramatic declarations, but of patient preparation. And not simply about William, Catherine, or Camilla as individuals, but about the enduring legacy of a monarchy that continues to evolve with every passing generation. Whether future historians describe this period as one of transformation or careful transition, one truth seems certain. The choices being made today will shape how the next chapter of the British royal family is remembered. And in that sense, every appearance, every act of service, and every measured response becomes part of a much larger story, one that is still being written before the eyes of the world. The story of the royal family is rarely defined by a single headline. Instead, it is shaped by years of service, moments of quiet leadership, and the lasting impact each generation leaves behind. As always, it's important to distinguish verified facts from online speculation while appreciating the broader conversations these stories inspire. We'd love to hear your perspective. Do you believe Prince William and Catherine are already shaping the future of the monarchy? Or do you think King Charles and Queen Camilla's current roles remain the defining force of this royal era? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you enjoyed this premium documentary, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next in-depth exploration of the British royal family, its history, its traditions, and the people who continue to shape its remarkable legacy. Thank you for watching.